What's up, bro? I'm not going to waste your time. There are 3 tactics that I can teach you that will help you improve your sleep schedule a lot. It will help you improve the way you sleep and just how good you sleep, your schedule, like specifically the schedule more. But anyway, I'm not going to waste your time. The first tactic is to settle down an hour and a half, at least an hour and a half before you actually close your eyes. So, when do you want to go to sleep? This is the first thing you have to figure out is when do you want to wake up? Then you have to calculate, well, if I want to get 8 hours of sleep, then I probably should be in bed closing my eyes for 9 hours, because that time it takes for you to fall asleep and certain things during the night can actually make you sleep less than you actually are closing your eyes. So calculate an hour extra in, so around 9 hours. And when if you want to wake up, let's say you want to wake up at 7, okay, then I have to go to bed at 10. Because if I want to get those 9 hours, if I want to get 8 hours, I'm going to have to sleep for 9 hours. So that's going to be 9 hours. So you have to figure out when you want to wake up. Then you have to figure out when you're going to go to bed. When you cope and you say, oh, it's fine, I'm just going to do this one thing, 30 minutes before I want to go to bed. It's fine, I'll get to bed in time, I'll just do this and then go to sleep. It's like, you need to have enough willpower and be like, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to have discipline, and I'm going to stop everything at 8:30, before 8:30. Because you need to give yourself time to settle down. You need to give yourself time to do your night routine. You need to have time to get ready for bed. And you may think, oh, it just takes 5 minutes to get ready for bed and go to sleep. I'm telling you, from experience, it doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. It's weird, because it doesn't seem like it would take that long to brush your teeth, lay down, write a couple sentences in your journal, and go to sleep. It doesn't seem like it, but that takes at least 30 minutes. And when you settle down, so what? You're going to bed earlier than you thought. Like, maybe it doesn't take as long as an hour and a half or an hour. But so what? Then you're going to bed earlier anyway. That's better. That's for the better, right? So make sure you're settling down at least an hour, preferably an hour and a half, before you actually want to close your eyes. And then, like, for example, I wake up at 5, so I go to sleep at 8. And I basically settle down. I finish eating around 6:30 to 7. And then I settle down, plug my phone in, go do my night routine, do my journaling, and by the time I'm done, it's around 8 o'clock. Say goodnight to my parents and everything. So when I used to have a lot of trouble with this. This is what mainly got me caught up. Because I would think, oh, I'm just going to eat dinner, I'm going to finish at 8:30, and I'm going to go to bed at 9. I'm telling you, that does not work. I was finishing dinner, around 8:30, and I wanted to get to bed at 9, and I was trying to get to bed at 9, wake up at 6. I'm telling you, it just doesn't work like that. I would always get to bed at 10, even if I finished dinner at 8:30, it would always go to 10 o'clock. And you need to just trust me on this, that it's gonna take a good amount of time for you to actually close your eyes. So what I would say is finish your day. Don't plan anything after an hour and a half before you're planning to go to sleep. Don't plan anything. And make sure, don't be like, oh, it's fine, just once. It's gonna become a habit. It's not. I'm telling you, you just gotta have some willpower, some discipline to be done when you're done. You need to have some discipline. You need to become more of a man. You need to be like, no, I'm not gonna do this because I am a real man. I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's fine. When you have a cope in your mind, I find this strategy really work really well. When you have like a cope in your mind, when you're like, oh, I don't really want to go to the gym today that much. I don't really, you say like this in your brain. You're like, I don't want to really go to the gym that much. I don't really feel like it. Now think of this. Now stare at your wall and be like, and say it like you're a baby. Like, I don't want to go to the gym, and I don't feel like. Then you'll be like, you can't take yourself. I don't want to go to the gym, and I don't feel like. You're gonna be tired. You can't take yourself seriously. Like, fuck, I'm gonna go to the gym, bro. Because that works really well. So don't be like, oh, it'll be fine. I'll just I'll get to bed. Oh, it'll be fine. I just get to bed at 9. I'm gonna have plenty of time. Are you now? Are you gonna have plenty of time? Really? You're gonna have plenty of time to get to bed. When last night you did the same thing and you got to bed at 10. You need to have some discipline. You need to have some willpower to say no. Even if someone says, oh, I'm doing this thing really fun, and it'll just take 5 minutes. Or it'll just take 30 minutes. You need to be done with your day an hour and a half before you go to sleep, no matter what that takes. The second thing I do is I set my alarm strictly to a certain time when I want to wake up. So for me, it's 5 a.m. I set my alarm strictly to 5 a.m. And even if I get to bed late, I keep it at 5 a.m. I don't change it. You set your timer, you set your alarm to a specific time and don't change it unless you're trying to change when you want to wake up for for long term. So even, let's say if I got to bed at 9:30, I would keep it at 5 because when you are strictly waking up at a certain time, your body will get used to waking up then, and you will naturally start to wake up then, and you'll be more awake because there won't be like beep 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 beep, like in your mind. You'll be like sleeping, you'll be like beep 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 beep. It's like when you naturally wake up, you're naturally supposed to be awake and alert and be like, I'm ready to start the day and everything like that. You're not supposed to wake up to an alarm, let's be honest. But if you set your alarm to a certain time when you want to wake up, then you will start to naturally wake up then and naturally have better sleep. As well, this also makes it so when you go to bed later than you wanted to and you wake up earlier than you technically should to get enough sleep. If you wait, let's just give it another example. If you get to bed at 10 when you wanted to wake up at 6 or 5, then this will be even if you're gonna get not enough sleep. Sure, yes, you're probably not going to get enough sleep, let's be honest. But you will feel groggy and not very good, and you won't feel alive when you wake up at 5 to the beep, 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 beep. But you will be a lot more you'll be a lot more motivated. You'll be like, come on, I gotta get to bed early. Like last night that sucked. I don't know. You'll be like, oh, that sucked so much. I'm not gonna do that again. I'm gonna be done with the day an hour and a half early today. So just, you need to have the discipline. It's really about discipline and willpower. You need to have discipline to get to bed at this time, and you need to have willpower to not say, oh, it's fine, I'll just do this thing and then go to bed. You need to be done an hour and a half early, and also you need to have the discipline to, and you need to have the willpower to go to bed, to be done with the day. But also, you need to have willpower to not change the setting on your alarm, like, to 6 because you got to bed late. And you also need to have discipline to actually get to bed and, get in bed early. Because I'm telling you, you will regret not having discipline and willpower. And those are some of the two most important skills of your life. And it's very important to learn these, but also it's very important to not be a complete just gamer. And you're watching this right now. You probably are trying, you don't want to be like the normal, like gamer, going to sleep late and everything. If you're watching this right now, it's probably not you, right? It's probably not you. You don't want to be like everyone else, like the fat, like, neck beard. You don't want to have the neck beard when you're older, right? I'm guessing. You don't want to be like everyone else, like the fat, eat junk food, go to bed late, playing video games. You don't want to be like them, right? I'm guessing. You don't. If you're watching this video, if you're watching this far in this video, I doubt you want to be like that. So why are you acting like those gamers and saying, oh, it's fine, I'll just do this, 5 minutes. You need to be more of a man. You need to be more of a man and say, nah, man, I'm gonna get to bed at this time, and I'm not gonna let anything stop me. So the third thing that I would say is, don't use stimulating technology right before you go to bed. There's those guys that are like, oh, they say like, oh, they're laying in their bed, their light's off, their lamp is off, and they're just laying there in the dark, like this, scrolling on their bright blue light screen. It's like, oh, TikTok. Those guys are watching hyper-stimulating content with blue light right before they go to bed in the dark. Does that sound like they're gonna get good sleep? So you need to take away that. Don't use blue light. Don't look at blue light the best you can 2 hours before you go to bed. And also, you need to not watch stimulating content, an hour before you go to bed. An hour before you go to bed, you should not be watching hyper-stimulating, YouTube shorts, Facebook, scrolling on TikTok. You don't want to be using brain-stimulating content an hour before you go to bed. So, 3 takeaways. 1 is that you want to be done with your day strict an hour and a half before you actually are planning to go to sleep. And you need to have the willpower to say, you need to have the willpower to say, I'm not going to do this one thing that, someone's asking me to do. I'm going to be ready to go to sleep because I'm going to feel shitty the next morning when I wake up to my alarm that is set for 5 and I go to bed at 10. I'm going to feel shitty. So I'm going to go to bed now, and you're not going to tell me, you're not going to ask me to do something because I'm going to be going to bed. So you need to have the willpower to say this, and you need to be done an hour and a half early. You need to set your alarm strictly to your time, and then you'll eventually naturally start waking up. Then you can get rid of your alarm once you naturally start waking up then. Except when you go to bed early, then you want to set your alarm so that you feel shitty, because then you'll be more motivated to, get to bed earlier the next day. But also, the third thing is don't have hyper-stimulating content, an hour before you go to bed, and then try and minimize blue light 2 hours before. And there's this thing called night shift. You can set it on your phone. It's like a setting. You can set it so it'll be 2 hours before you go to bed. And those are the 3 main things I'd say. And you just gotta be more of a man and have this willpower, this discipline to say, I'm gonna get to bed early, no matter what it takes. Peace out. See you next video.